first time I'd laughed out loud in years, and I just kept laughing out loud. I hadn't seen anything like it ever. So much bizarre humor that if you've got that sort of mentality for it, then you'll get a lot out of it.
We never say who's going to get this. We always say the right people will get this.
Welcome to the future of television. My name is Penn Jillette, and it is both my honor and my privilege to serve as your director of ceremonies for this fascinating, in-depth look at a true cablecast phenomenon. I refer, of course, to Mystery Science Theater 3000, perhaps the most stunningly original concept to find its way to television since the advent of the Vidicon tube. So infrequently does one come across innovative thinking of this caliber.
Hey, speak English, you overdressed snake charmer!
After all, why?
Don't you love talking back to something cheesy on the screen? And wouldn't you love it even better if everything you said were really clever and funny instead of the incoherent grunts you can usually squeeze out? That's the whole idea behind Mystery Science Theater 3000, or MST3K, as we insiders call it. The premise is that there's this janitor, Joel. He's been marooned on a satellite by a couple of mad scientists so they can study how he reacts to a relentless visual diet of dumb movies. Really dumb movies. I mean, like the worst movies ever made. Like, watch this.
The doctors are working night and day to find a cure. They feel that if they can stop your growth, they may be able to bring you back to normal.
You don't really believe that? They'll never find a cure for me.
Well, putrid, right? Ugh. But Joel's a handy guy, and he's built himself a bunch of funny robots. Gypsy pilots the ship. Tom Servo and Crow watch the movies with Joel, and just like any real-life movie audience these days, they talk back at the screen non-stop.
The doctors are working night and day to find a cure. They feel that if they can stop your growth, they may be able to bring you back to normal.
Well, define normal.
You don't really believe that?
I don't.
They'll never find a cure for me.
Well, I was just trying to make conversation. Gee.
Are you all right? Shall I go for Dr. Lindstrom?
No. Cut-offs are just a little tight. Eyes are bulging out.
I'm all right. I just don't want to grow anymore.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I don't want to grow anymore.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Looks like it.
Oh, that's the problem. He was sitting on a bush.
Ooh. I don't believe he doesn't want to ride home.
Have you seen Glenn?
They have the greatest concept, first of all, which is where they take something that people do in their own living rooms, which is sit around and watch bad movies and then make wisecracks.
I think they used to do it in Warner Brothers cartoons, too. They'd have a guy stand up and yell, because the cartoons were made for theaters, and so a guy would stand up and yell something, supposedly one of the audience people.
At first I started watching because I thought it was just an old movie, like the kinds I used to watch when I was a kid, Saturday afternoons, whatever. And then I noticed the silhouette at the bottom of the screen, and I started listening to them. It was hysterical. Look out, it's wet there. I just mopped.
Bingo! Take one stranded janitor, add 3 precocious robots, and stir in some vile movies, and what do you got? A really funny show with a really rabid following. We're talking MST3K fans. We're talking fanatics.
It was made for me. It's my personality, sense of humor. I get every joke. I love everything they say. I love the personalities they gave the robots.
It's one of a kind.
Nothing
else like it.
They do something that no one else does. I mean, it's brand new television. I'm just fascinated. They're just the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
I love you. It'll never work.
It's addictive. I don't know anybody who's a fan of the show who doesn't tape it, who doesn't watch this thing
like their life depends on it.
When I watch television, which is rare, commercial television, I react the way the guys do toward the films. And they're talking my language.
It was after the apocalypse. No one was prepared for the robot holocaust.
Join us. Join us. Join us. And don't go away.
Whoa! The Monsters of Rock tour.
Want to get stoned?
Everybody must get stoned.
What is film? Is not modern-day mythology. And as in mythology, film has evolved recognizable types of stories. Call them genres, if you will.
What's going on? El Pomposo up there is trying to say is that there are bad flicks in every genre. And Mystery Science Theater 3000 has taken on all of them. Not just the easy categories, you know, science fiction, rubber monsters, bikers, beatniks, and beach babes, but also some of the more rarefied subcategories. Under nasty extraterrestrials alone, for instance, you got your space teens.
Wow, really? All teenagers from outer space.
You've got your pod people.
You hungry now?
Oh, wait, let me get the attachments. You can do the couch.
You got your radar men from the moon.
My suit's more comfortable, and I'm willing to fight about it.
We've got Hercules battling aliens.
Gumby, no!
Right. We've got Santa Claus duking it out with the Martians.
All this trouble over a fat little man in a red suit.
Truman Capote?
Mr. Claus, you have a nasty habit of surviving.
Oh, yeah. You believe in Santa Claus, but you don't believe he'd fight Martians, huh? Anyways, if it's really bad, you can be sure that sooner or later, Joel and the bots will get to it.
Oh, yeah, just like Miss Gaylord and American Anthem here, huh?
Yeah, kind of like Vision Quest, too.
This is rich.
Yeah, that's Kathy Rigby in that suit.
I think so. You know, guys, it just dawned on me how weird this film is, you know?
Yeah.
Really?
It is.
Kind of goofy.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice dismount. Judges like it.
You will call no one. You will do as I say.
That's what you think,
Look,
mister.
Pat Balloon's to stand in here.
This is bogus. I'm going to the deep end.
I said you will call no one.
Too much glory.
This, folks, proof you can't be too rich and too thin.
Lousy movies are like a great common denominator bonding us all.
Hi, Space Honey, I'm home.
Frau Brucker. What you do all day? This place is a mess.
Was that me?
Oh, Watanda. Did you have a baby? Watanda. What is the matter with our son?
He's not your son, Fred.
Who are you?
We're from Mars. Don't be afraid. We have children just like you on
Only
Mars.
they're worse actors.
What are those funny things sticking out of your head?
Those are our antennae.
The horror.
Oh, they killed off the only likable character.
Films that tend to work better are films that have ridiculous premises or pretentious premises. Anything where anyone begins to preach their ideas through their film is wonderful material for the comedians to work on.
The people of Samar, in order to survive, were forced to offer their children as a sacrifice. The hungry fountain of death.
Hey, you got change for an 8-year-old?
Well, obviously it has to be bad, but it also has to be bad in the right way. There has to be some intention of quality from the filmmakers.
We have 10 films, and one will be suitable for our needs. And it's nice if they have a lot of action. Big, dumb rubber monsters, goofy-looking spaceships are always nice.
The movies that people find very painful to work with and